It is Mark, and I'm standing in the middle of a easement. Looks to be more like a linear park. It is the host for about 20 threatened gopher tortoises, and I'm going to bring you that today. If you get a chance, please go to YouTube at Wild Journeys. Please subscribe and like and yada yada yada. So the gopher tortoise, really a neat reptile, and it is adapted almost completely to what humans have done to its habitat throughout Florida and many other places. The destruction and the loss due to development primarily is the biggest cause and threat to the tortoise. Here you can see about 20 different burrows, probably no longer than 2/10 of a mile, and in the middle of a city. And I find that quite amazing. These guys are big. They have strong front legs to help them dig burrows. They have these little legs in the back that look like elephant legs that push them along, and they're herbivores. They basically graze just like a cow would. Gopher tortoises are known as a keystone species, which means that they support a lot of other life through their use of burrows. Their burrows can provide refuge for as many as 350 to 400 species of other animals. And that's kind of incredible. The burrows are used for feeding, resting, reproduction, and protection from extreme temperatures, moisture loss, and predators. So a lot of things, including gopher frogs, the eastern indigo snake, which is in itself a very threatened species, and other wildlife can use those burrows to find a safe haven to live their lives. So the gopher tortoise reaches maturity at approximately 10 to 15 years of age when their shells are around 9 inches long. Now, some of the shells can get even longer, over a foot, up to 16 inches, which is really incredible. Some of the gophers that you see here today, this one in particular, he is well over 12 inches, and that's pretty impressive. During the Great Depression, the gopher tortoise was known as the Hoover chicken, a little different than the Roosevelt's idea of a chicken in every pot. And they were eaten by poor people who were out of work. So here's a little bit more about gopher tortoises. They can live up to 40 years. Now, there are examples. One in particular, this gopher tortoise named Gus. He's over 100 years old. Something pretty scary is habitat loss. We develop a lot of things. Man has this habit of just destroying nature, and we continue to experience human population growth and expand on highway and road construction. The Southeast has had a 20% increase in human population between 1990 and 2000. That means there's a lot less room for the gopher tortoise. Now this is interesting. Since European settlement, longleaf pine decreased in area by an estimated 96%, which has contributed to an 80% decrease in population densities of gopher tortoises. There's a lot of things, and you can kind of see it here in this area that we're looking at, especially from the drone. It's a small area, and habitat fragmentation is an issue. And one of the things that is a really big problem for gopher tortoises is an inability to move because of things like railroads and the rails. They can't move around those things. And basically they end up not being able to move around, and their genetic diversity becomes limited. And then you've got all kinds of problems. The basic idea behind the channel is to give you an opportunity to come along with me and explore some of our outdoor world, some of our natural beauty, whether it be the animals, what sounds to be a cardinal, or gopher tortoises. Through that, I hope that you get a better understanding of Florida if you're not from here, and it gives you possibly an idea to help protect and conserve our natural areas in Florida. So think about the panther, think about sandhill cranes, think about bobcats and bear and all kind of migratory birds, but also think about gopher tortoises and how we can survive with them. It's definitely a possibility, but you have to help make the change.